This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to sharing with you more about MBA, the Forbes Way. My name is Dr. Susan Sasadek, and I am an associate professor with the Forbes School of Business Technology MBA program. Dr. Woods is my colleague. He is a full professor with the Forbes School of Business Technology MBA program. We'd like to begin by sharing with you all a video that Steve Forbes made specifically for our MBA program. One of the greatest differentiators we have in our program is that we're not just the Forbes School of Business and Technology, but that Steve Forbes has taken an active role in being a part of our MBA program. With that said, here is the video introducing our MBA program.
Hello, my name is Steve Forbes, and I want to welcome you to the MBA program here at the Forbes School of Business and Technology. Here we want to give you practical and relevant learnings to enable you to go right out into the workforce. We emphasize leadership, innovation, and the sense of spirit of entrepreneurship. You're going to be faced with situations when you go out in the real world again that you don't have a real playbook for. But after the MBA program, you'll feel that you can face any situation and pursue any opportunity. Good luck to you.
As you can see, we're very fortunate to have Steve Forbes be a part of our revised MBA program. We'll share more about his involvement in each of the classes throughout our presentation today. While William is setting up the presentation, I'd like to ask everyone, hold your questions until the end. Once we're finished, you can either write them in the chat box, click raise your hand, or unmute yourself. It might be easier to click raise your hand, and that way we can call on you so we don't have everyone speaking over each other. Although we have a small group this afternoon, so I think it'll work out. Anyhow, William, it looks like you're ready with the presentation, so I will turn the mic over to you.
Yep. Thank you very much, Susan. So everybody, today we have about 14 slides that we're going to go through, and we're really excited about this because we had a lot of experts from Ashford University in the Forbes School of Business and Technology that actually worked on this program to get it ready to go. And we also brought in some other experts from the field to be able to discuss this. Our program chair, Brenda Forte, she got deeply involved in the development of the courses and to lead all these different people who are contributing to the program. And so a lot of things that you're going to see today were her efforts that have been part of her vision over the last couple years. And so that's been fantastic also in following her lead. Hey, my slides just went away. Here, let me find it again. It's right here. Something made them go away. Okay, I'm back on track now. So anyway, and now my slides, there we go. So anyway, this is our revised and updated Masters of Business Administration program. As of June 12th of this year, we started doing an intake on enrollment for new students. And one of the things that we are quite excited about is that next week, our first course of the program actually launches. And so that's our leadership course, leadership and teamwork. And Susan's gonna have the initial launch of that, so she'll be teaching that one. And so we're really excited about next week. Our target students that we're dealing with, I think you've seen these slides, we tried to send them out to everybody. So we want them to have a bachelor's degree, or be in business in a related field and have their bachelor's. We also are targeting students that have that entrepreneurial spirit. And, you know, when Steve Forbes was talking, you know, he talked about leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship, having that type of spirit. And so that's part of the Forbes way. And you see that at the bottom of your screen also. We also want to make sure that it's students that want to gain leadership and management skills, experience through the course room, necessary to help them take that leap in their career. And so that's I think that's going to be really fantastic once they get involved in that. We also this degree with the updated courses that it has, and none of these courses are the same as the courses in the current program, and so that's one of the things that's great about the innovation that we put into all these new courses. You know, the management analyst, business development manager, the leadership development manager, executive directors, marketing managers, treasurers, and controllers, and chief executives. And so this program is going to be very, very good for all of them. Our courses, I already mentioned the leadership and teamwork course, and this is only a partial list. Our global marketing course, law and ethics in business, in the business environment, data and decision analysis. So that's going to be a really good, challenging, informative course, global economics and political influence. And what's cool about that course is going to be featuring Steve Forbes in it. We have a lot of video content that he has developed to be able to put into the course and to be able to challenge the students' thinking. We also have that financial budgeting and forecasting analysis. I think that's going to be really, really cool because that's part of the heart of business operations there. We have the project and operations management course, our entrepreneur, which is a nice little twist on entrepreneurship from within the company, international business, and then that also we have that technology and innovation course, and we have a few other courses that are going to be in there too. In this next slide, you see that I have 3 words underlined: leadership, innovation, and entrepreneur spirit. And what's important about that is embedded in the description of the program is the Forbes way, the 3 things that we use so far as being able to promote the program. And that's our slogan. The description is straightforward. The Masters of Business Administration program provides students with a challenging, rich, and relevant academic experience aligned with the Forbes brand. The MBA's foundation emphasizes leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurial spirit. The MBA program features unique courses and innovative learning tools that empower students to understand, compete, and thrive in today's global business environment. And I really want to emphasize that about this updated program is that we really have a global emphasis in that, international emphasis in it. And so I think that's going to be wonderful because when it comes to the economies of the world, that's what they're associated with. The MBA program features unique courses and innovative learning tools that empower students to understand, compete, and thrive in today's global business environment. Leadership and business concepts combined with simulations, videos, and leading experts, pertinent business books and publications, and industry-specific cases or case studies provide the well-rounded master's level education students need and want. And you know what we want to be able to do with this new program is make sure that we have these 21st century students able to compete at the 21st century level, so that when they are done with us, they become a really good asset for the companies that they're employed by. And in this question about what our students will learn in teaching our course or being part of our courses, one, they utilize their leadership skills in situations involving collaboration, and that's going to be a nice element there, because especially like in one of our courses, the capstone course, we have it so that students actually will be able to collaborate, self-advocacy, and business critical decisions. Also preparing written and oral communications, and this is something a little bit different there too, because when they're doing oral communications in some of the courses, they'll actually be able to do a presentation and save it in the course room for us to be able to critique. Create professional presence, articulate a vision, bridge diverse perspectives and cultural differences that impact businesses. And I'm excited about diverse perspectives and cultural differences, especially when we're looking at the international or global arena. Third thing is to integrate critical thinking and inventiveness to form strategies and overcome business challenges in both domestic and international business settings. And so that continues on with our theme of entrepreneurial spirit and an ability to become inspiring leaders and using innovation. Fourth thing is formulate financial analysis and business knowledge and making in marketing, data analytics, economics, operations, program management, human capital management, and emerging technologies to drive decision making. And the fifth thing is to critique the use of legal and ethical principles and the influence of politics in the business environment. And that's another one that I'm really, really excited about, because sometimes you see in the business world where there's a lack of ethics, and then other times some of the companies that are doing really, really well with that. But one of the things when you look at having competitive advantage, companies thrive off of that, and also countries thrive off of that. And so for us to be working with our students on that, that's a very good thing. So what you see on the next slide here is that the program is made up of 39 credits and 13 total classes in 82 weeks. And when we're looking at the 39 credits and the 13 classes over 32 weeks, one of the things that they are able to do, possibly according to what credits they've already earned, students who weigh business 592, they're able to only be required to take 36 total program credits in order to meet graduation requirements. And so that's a financial analysis course. And so that's pretty nice. On our next course, our next slide. Now I want to make sure I'm not moving too fast, so I'm going to take a brief stop right here. Are there any questions at this point about the slides that I've already covered? Okay, the gallery is silent, so we'll go ahead and move on. The next set of slides, I think I have about 4 or 5 slides, and what's important about these next 4 or 5 slides, we're looking at what's our program differentiator, what's going to give us, a competitive advantage as we seek to serve our students. So the first one, why choose the Forbes School of Business and Technology at Ashford University, our MBA program? And we lead off with talking about Steve Forbes, and I think that's really, really important. He's a CEO. He runs his own organization. The other thing is that he's going to be featured in our Global Economic and Political Influence course. He is the chairman and editor-in-chief of Forbes Media. He writes the fact and comment editorial columns for each of the editions of Forbes magazine. And he's a 4-time recipient of the Crystal Owl Award. I actually had to get a little bit more information on that, and in looking it up, I found out that Crystal Owl Award is going to be beneficial in sharing his knowledge with him him sharing his knowledge with us, because in order to win the Crystal Owl Award as an economic forecaster, you have to be the one who most accurately forecast the economic conditions that we'll face in the upcoming year. And he was able to win that award 4 different times. And so I thought that was pretty fantastic. Also, he's authored several books, and he's recorded a number of videos to be used in this our updated MBA program. Moving on to the next slide. We have our program differentiators here, and first thing is we're looking at the National Association of Colleges and Employers, which we appropriately abbreviate as NACE competencies, and these are built into our courses. And what's great about that is when our students graduate, they're able to compete, and they have competencies or competence in these particular areas because we build them in each of the courses. So critical thinking and problem solving, oral and written communication, teamwork and collaboration, the use of digital technologies in the course room, also the aspects of leadership, and then professionalism and work ethic, career management, and global intercultural fluency. Moving on to the next slide, more about our program differentiators. That's going to be beneficial not only to our students, but also to Forbes School of Business and Technology and our MBA program as our reputation continues to grow with students and also with potential business partners who like to work with us so far as sending some of their employees to us to educate. So one of the great things is like we got simulations in the program. One of our simulations is in our capstone course, and it's a tri-course simulation where students are actually making decisions on a quarterly basis during the 6 weeks that they're in class. And those businesses, once they make those decisions, then they go into the simulation and record those decisions. And when that happens, they're competing against two other teams that are actually simulated teams. And every time they enter their decisions, then they get feedback, and it causes them to have to adjust their decisions for the next quarter. And that helps them to be able to have their business plan stick according to their plan or adjust according to their plan. And then at the end of the course, they find out how they ranked amongst the three teams. And those who were the most profitable and also closer to the plan that they originally established, they rank higher. And we have real life case studies throughout the course that are actually relevant because they're current. We actually have the gamification using EI games in our courses. And see, this is technology that literally changes everything that we've talked about for some years here at Ashford University. Industry expert blogs, which is our live RSS feeds. And so when the students get into the course room, every time they go in, they can click on the RSS feeds to see what's latest business news or articles that are appearing out on the internet. Scaffolding of a case study in all of our core courses. And what's great about that is in those core courses, we start out with the Walmart case that we're asking the students to build themselves. And so they do some research. They pick a country that they want to put Walmart in and launch it in that country. And then they follow it for the different types of courses that we have, and they concentrate on the requirements of the course to customize the particular case study that they're building throughout the whole program. And by the time they get to the end of the program, then they have a finished product that they could actually share with employers about the work that they've done. Videos from authors, industry experts, and also our faculty. We also have the quantitative courses supported by the latest labs and built-in help resources within the course. And so we're really pushing the edge in our courses now. And then Portfolio, and later on in this presentation, Susan's going to share with you about Portfolio. So students are able to build their own unique portfolios. And when she talks to you about that, you'll get a clearer understanding. And then the career development, using Clifton Strengths, personal branding exercises, and LinkedIn profile development. And you know, when you're thinking about Clifton Strengths, for the students to participate in using Clifton Strengths, they'll go out to their Clifton Strengths website. They'll find out what their top 5 strength areas are, and they also get to understand about the total of the 34 strength elements that are there for them to consider. And so, because everybody, it seems like almost everybody will have a tinge at least of the 34 strength elements, but then there's their top 5 that they really dwell upon, and so it's kind of neat. By the way, one of my top 5, I'm what's called a woo, and that's a people person. I like talking, and I had a nice little talk with Ann and a couple of others of you while we were waiting to start today, and so that's part of one of my strengths in the Clifton Strengths. Also, our program differentiator, we're using these up-to-date business books, not just textbooks, but business books written by experts, and we are able to give our students access to those. And so that's going to be nice, because one of the things that you'll find out in being associated with Forbes, especially if you're ever able to attend a presentation by our executive dean, Bob Doherty, he reads widely and he reads deeply, and you learn so much by doing that. And so we have these offerings for the students to take advantage of. In summary, I've talked about Steve Forbes and how he's featured in the Global Economic and Political Influence course, and how he gives valuable insight on many other courses throughout the program. We have the interactive business simulations that I talked about used in some of our courses. We have the live RSS feeds with customer experience and blogs provided, expert insight on subject matter. We have the scaffolding on global case studies that builds from one course to the next throughout the program. We have the career development and including Clifton Strengths and personal brand exercises, and the LinkedIn profile development. And man, I hope many of our students, once they get on LinkedIn, that they will become get the professional membership on there, because there's so much more to that than just the basic free one. And then we have our students who are going to develop a personal portfolio. And at this point, in talking about that portfolio, I'd like to turn the floor over to Susan. Susan, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, William. So Portfolium, this is an optional resource we've added to our program for our students to use. They can upload assignments to a portfolio account. This account allows the student to display their work they've accomplished throughout their MBA program. This can be shared with future employers, current employers, whoever they choose to share it with. Every class in our revised MBA program has a recommended Portfolium assignment. These assignments were selected to display a variety of knowledge, skills, and applications that were learned throughout the program. Our students can choose to upload more than the recommended assignment Portfolium, or they may choose not to upload anything at all. This is not a graded item, but is more of a resource for our students to build their own portfolio. Portfolium is located in the classroom. There's a tab to the left side. There are also videos provided to help our students get started and address any questions they have. If you have time, I would invite you all to check out their website. It's portfolium.com. I'll go ahead and add it to the chat box. Now that's pretty much it on Portfolium. Back to you, William.
All right, thank you, Susan. So, hey, and when you're thinking about that Portfolium, I hope that spurs our students on to give their best on absolutely every assignment, because to be able to put those assignments in the Portfolium, and then to be able to take an employer, to the Portfolium website and then share that with them, and having multiple assignments stored there, that's one of the amazing things that's going to help them so far as a competitive advantage for interviewing, and competitive advantage so far as getting hired. And so I also talked about in this presentation the use of relevant business books in our courses. So we now go. There we go. So I wanted to thank all of you for attending at this point. You've been a good audience. You've been really nice to us. And so thank you. Do you have any questions? Susan, could you please unmic everybody? Or unmute everybody?
Sure. Just give me a second. Actually, let's see, they can unmute themselves.
I think they're all still muted. Or I think everybody could possibly, even down in the left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see a little green or a little microphone down there that has a mute button. You can click on that and unmute yourselves.
Okay, it looks like everyone's unmuted.
Hey, Brenda, could you say hi to everybody?
Sure. Thanks, guys, for going through the information, and welcome everyone to the presentation here. It looks like we've got a question in the chat area. How do I get credentials to teach courses in the new MBA program? Will my qualifications be automatically reviewed for new course approval, or do I have to make a request? very good question, and your credentials will be reviewed, or have been reviewed, or will be reviewed. So no need to make a request. We'll be looking at that. We should also emphasize that the existing program will continue to run for quite some time. You know, we have 1,700 students in our current program, so they will remain in the current program. They will run out. So there's lots of teaching opportunity with the new program coming on and still running the old program as well. So that's out there. I hope I answered that.
Thank you, Brenda. Isabel, do you have any other questions? No. No, she doesn't. There's another question came in from Felix. Will the current adjunct online instructors have the opportunity to teach in the MBA program?
And that goes as to what Brenda was talking about. So we're qualifying each of our instructors, and we're splitting them up between the existing program and then our updated program. And so some of you are going to be in the existing program, handling the teach out that we have for that, and then some of you will be helping us launch this new program. And that's according to your credentials, your experience in teaching us with us, and your experience with that particular subject matter that's that we need you to specialize in the individual courses. And that was for Felix.
That's correct. Does anyone else have any other questions? No, I'm not seeing any more on the chat box here. Okay, well, that concludes our presentation today. Thank you all very much for joining us. We're really glad that you were here today. And if you do think of any questions, feel free to email William or I. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Great to talk with you.